everyone, welcome to Pairfect, the ultimate lifestyle show where we celebrate the visionaries and trailblazers shaping our world. I'm Dinah Ventura. Today, we're thrilled to welcome an incredibly talented and inspiring guest who has captivated audiences with her transformative approach to wellness and personal growth. She is a retreat facilitator known for her deep connection to mindfulness and community building. Her work at the Sovereign Soul Experience Retreat reflects a profound commitment to guiding others on their journeys of self-discovery and healing. Her passion for fostering inner peace and self-love is evident in every experience she curates. So without further ado, let's welcome the brilliant Malou Araneta.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Pairfect.
Thank you, Dina, for inviting me
Thank
here.
you for joining us this afternoon, Malou. So, can you share with us what led you to become a retreat facilitator, and how did your journey begin?
Okay, so I started being mindful and doing a lot of yoga, maybe more than a decade ago, but I was more of a student.
Then.
I was then.
Okay,
I
but
was
how
just-
did you start out? I mean, what made you want to try it in the first place?
I just wanted to have a more mindful experiences, having a more inner peace and inner balance.
What were you doing at that time?
I was a mother, housewife. I was also putting up my own business.
Okay.
But yeah, so a lot of things happened in my life. A lot of trauma. I experienced a lot of trauma, and I needed to refocus myself and I kind of lost who I was. You know, when
I
you're
understand that
married
completely.
and having kids.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know who you are anymore. You kind of lost that
In all the
duties and
and
responsibilities. You kind of forget yourself.
So what brought you to realize that you needed something?
Yeah, so I've been searching, soul searching, like really finding what kind of modality really suits me. And a very good friend of mine who is also my co-facilitator in this retreat. Her name is Leah Bernardo.
Okay, Leah Bernardo. I know her.
Yes, and lucky enough, we became neighbors. As in our house were right in
Near?
front of each other.
Oh, great.
And then when she was starting her raising frequencies and her self-love solution program, I was one of her students.
I see. So that was like 10 years ago. That happened then, around that time.
Yes, around that time. So maybe 8 years, 9 years ago. Like.
All right.
So yeah. So and then so I was lucky enough to be one of her first students. Sometimes it would just be like a one-on-one session with her. So I really was able to go deep into her program, her self-love solution program. And what's good about it is I really had an anchor. I had an anchor, and really I really learned to love myself again. And to know myself and to know what do I want and what path do I
Made it more clear in
exactly. So yeah, that self-love solution program really helped me to have pillars in my life, like the anchor.
Okay.
And that's where I found my own modality, which is breath work, more into shamanic practices. So yeah, so that's how it happened. It happened actually just recently, 4 years ago during the pandemic, where I was able to really focus and told myself and really go deep into these practice and told myself, okay, I'm ready to teach.
I see. So now you are
A teacher,
teacher
a
of
facilitator,
of
yeah,
the Sovereign Soul
retreat.
Experience Retreat.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So this retreat is, it's Leah and I created this retreat together. It's really all about finding your inner strength, your sovereign soul,
I see.
and your hero's journey. Because each of us has our own story, our own hero story, and it's really embracing your own story, your own uniqueness, and capturing that, and not capturing, but igniting that inner power within you. Because it's always there. But sometimes we're so afraid to bring our inner power out, right?
Yeah. So, okay, let me get this straight. So, the retreat, we're talking about the retreat. When did you start this?
We
And
just
how does it work?
So this retreat, we started this last year. Our first retreat was last March in Bali, Ubud, Bali. And we invited group of people to join our retreat. So it's a week-long retreat.
What goes on in that retreat?
It has different activities. It has meditation, shamanic breathwork experience, a lot of, getting to know each other. Leah also facilitated her emotion code. She would also facilitate self love, her program, which is Self Love Solution. So, and then we have another teacher that joined us, who's from Bali. His name is Walid. He co-facilitate the ice bath experience or ice bath
Sounds
therapy.
cold.
Yeah, it is cold. So yeah, so it's like different activities every day, but it's not that kind of retreat where you're required to do everything. If you're not ready, if you can say no. But of course, you're paying for the experience.
Right.
Might as well experience
Try.
everything and try everything
Yeah.
because you're there.
Yeah, but what's the whole point? Like, what's your goal, the end goal? What do
The
you
end
hope
goal
to
is
get out?
really to to um, to bring out that inner power within you, your sovereignty.
Why is it that people lose that? Lose sight of that?
I guess because of trauma, past experiences, they don't think they deserve to have that light, to bring out that light and that power within them. So and sometimes our culture also, we tend not to embrace women's triumphs, right?
Right.
We don't embrace, like we had a participant where she really came from nothing, from the province, came to Manila, not knowing anything, worked in a fast food chain.
Okay.
And then now she has her own multi-billion business, but she
Wow.
doesn't realize that, wow, your story is such a hero story.
know. I'd like to
So
meet her.
it's really just embracing that story, being courageous and to accept all the things that you've experienced in your life, whether it's bad thing or good thing. Actually, it's just we're labeling those things as good and bad, but
They're just things,
they're just
actually.
experiences.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. So, can you describe some of the activities in the retreat that leads to realizations like that for the participants?
So one of our um, activity is we go to in a spiritual tour. We go to different temples in Bali and to experience Bali culture also. And to really center yourself, because Balinese people, they have their own religion. Actually, it's not really a religion. It's like a mix of Hindu, Muslim, and their own thing. So
I didn't know that.
yeah. So it's just so nice to experience that culture, and they really believe that we are connected with nature because we are part of nature.
Actually,
right? So they really have great respect with Mother Nature.
So that makes them the perfect venue, really. For
Yes,
that kind of-
exactly.
yeah. Okay.
And another experience activity that's part of our program is one of it is the shamanic breath work.
Okay. That's your specialty.
That's my
All right. Tell me about that.
specialty. So this is shamanic breath work is a breathing technique. So you're just breathing it's combined with chakra attuned music to guide you in a deeper state of consciousness. So once you're in a deeper state of consciousness, the ego goes away.
Okay.
I mean, you're not too cautious with what's going on in your conscious mind.
Okay.
So when you're in that level, in that state, you just allow things to come out.
Oh.
Yes.
Scary.
But it could be. It could be when you're not used to it.
Yeah.
Especially you experience a lot of things physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Because your body is not used to breathing like this. When we breathe normally, it's very shallow.
Yes.
So that tends to hyperventilating, like
Right.
because it's always shallow breath. The way we breathe naturally is a shallow breathing. But with this kind of breathing, it's a cyclical breathing technique.
Okay.
So inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. You're doing it constantly, continuously. There's no pause. You don't pause, or there are no gaps in between the breaths. So your body will feel a lot of things, especially if it's your first time to experience it. You're gonna feel lightness in your head, or tingling sensation, numbness. Sometimes it can look scary because sometimes your body tends to have muscle spasm, uncontrollably. Sometimes your body will shake.
That's okay. That's normal.
That's part of the experience, and your body. Why this happens is your body is purging all the negative energy that's stored or stuck in your body.
Oh my.
So sometimes your body it's just purging.
Okay.
It's just releasing.
Yeah. And you just let it happen.
You just let it happen. And then after that session, it's automatic. It stops. Everything stops.
And
so
then you breathe better?
you breathe better. You feel lighter. You see clearer. And your mind doesn't wander.
Yeah.
Doesn't, like sometimes our mind is really
yes, all
our
over
judge.
the place.
We judge. We think people are judging us, but it's actually just in our head.
Actually, in our
Right?
head. I
Most of
agree.
the time.
Oh, very interesting. I'd like to ask you more questions about that, but for now, let's take a short break.
And this break is brought to you by Bayad Center. Hashtag bigger, better, younger bayad. And you can buy it all. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart. Live more today. Union Bank. It starts with you.
Tune in to Daily Tribune's show aimed at addressing the needs and problems of our OFWs from different corners of the globe. Hear about their plights and success stories every Tuesday and Thursday 3 p.m. only on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into pressing issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
Utol, once just a colloquial term for a brother or sister. Today, the same term stands for a better option to your transportation needs. Unified Transport Operations League, or better known as Utol, was established to give you an alternative to ride-hailing, with the concept of availing the service with care and compassion, as if it was rendered by your own sibling.
Utol ka ba? Dito ka na. Utol ka, iingatan kita.
Now, who would you prefer to drive you home?
Utol ako, mangangalaga sa'yo.
Utol, the ride-hailing app to consider.
Welcome back to Pairfect. We are still here with Malou Araneta. So, Malou, we're talking about breathwork.
Yes.
So your particular specialty is called
Shamanic breathwork.
shamanic breathwork.
Yes.
And how did you get into that?
Well, it happened during the pandemic. I was teaching self-love solution to teenage young adults.
Okay.
And a friend of mine invited me to try this breathwork online.
Okay.
And it was the pandemic. There's nothing to do. Might as well, let's go.
Why not?
Why not, right?
Okay.
So it was still like the peak of pandemic. I think it around
2020.
August 2020, August, September 2020. And it was an international facilitation.
Okay.
So the teacher is from Bali, but he was facilitating mostly for for his Dubai students. So it was at 1 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, let's try this. So yeah, we did it in my friend's house. You know, I really had no expectation. It's my first time to do this kind of breath work. I mean, I've tried pranayama and other breathing technique, but this one is so different because you lie down, you cover your eyes, because pranayama, you're sitting down, you're just doing inhaling, so you're aware of
okay.
what's going on. This one is like you're gonna go to sleep. So you lie down, you cover your eyes, and then because we were doing it through Zoom, we had a headphone.
Headphones.
So we headphones, and then I was just following the teacher's instruction, his guided breathing technique, and wow, that experience was such a surreal experience for me. Like it really, like I couldn't explain it. Even, you know, my friend that was doing it with me, she had a different experience than I did.
see.
Yeah.
What yours
And
was?
Mine was like it's like I was lucid dreaming. I saw so many things in my dream. I saw myself flying. I saw my spirit animal.
Oh my God.
It's really surreal. It's such a surreal experience.
How long does that normally take?
It's
Like,
just that whole
Exercise.
is an hour, but
Okay.
it's
Like a lifetime.
Like, yeah. So I
Wow.
was so blown away with what happened to me through, I mean,
Just
there was
breathing.
nothing. I was just breathing.
That's amazing.
I know, right? So I was shocked.
Okay.
So that whole, so it was one, I think we finished around 2:30 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep because I couldn't explain what just happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And even the next day, we had to do like
Journal.
journal after,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just I was explaining to my friend what I experienced,
Uh-huh.
and and then I was so amazed by it. I reached out to the teacher and said, "I want to learn this. How can I learn this?"
You wanted to learn it
Because I wanted to teach it to my
to your
students here.
Because what exactly did it do to you? I mean,
It's like really changed my perspective in life.
because of what you
in-
saw in your head while breathing.
Because I couldn't believe that happened through just breathing.
I see. Okay.
Like I felt something. I felt
transform.
transformed through just breathing. And so then I started researching about that kind of breathing, and it's really powerful. And I just can't believe that no one is teaching it here.
Oh, really? So you'd
Yeah.
be the first person.
I am the first
Oh,
certified
nice.
facilitator. So I reached out to the teacher, and he gave me the school where he studied, and I did, because it was still pandemic, I did the online course. And then after a few months, I flew to Peru.
That's the root of
Yeah.
this. Okay.
I
This
flew to
practice.
Peru,
And
and I really dove deep into the shamanic practice. So it's very, they were like saying to me, my friends were saying to me, "Oh my God, you're crazy. It's pandemic and you're going to fly to Peru on your own and you
weren't-
don't even
you
know
weren't
these
scared
people."
at all.
I'm like, "No, I'm going to do it."
How long were you there?
I was there for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just fast, but
Okay.
you know, like I didn't care even if when I got home, I had to do the 2 week
Yes, isolation.
isolation. It actually helped a lot because I needed that isolation, the 2 week isolation, because some of the students that participated didn't have that opportunity.
Yes.
So they went back to their countries and went back to their regular routines. And I had to stay and stay in a hotel on my own alone. Yeah, without even
All that added to your
yeah. So it helped me a lot with
absorption
that.
of the.
I needed that kind of isolation.
I see.
So it worked.
It worked. So I suppose you were talking about modalities and different kinds of breath work. So obviously there are so many ways that you can help people.
Yes, through just breathing.
Basically, yes. So that's the whole goal, is to make people aware of themselves. Is that the whole point of all these?
And also to regulate, there are different types of breath work, and breathing can help you regulate your nervous system right away, immediately. It's the most powerful tool that I can ever advise to anyone who's having anxiety, who's having...
Yes, exactly. I was thinking...
Through that, there are slow, steady breathing technique. There's also another one, which is the Wim Hof technique, where you pause for a number of seconds or minutes, as much as how long you can hold your breath. So that's also a powerful tool. So there are really so many kinds of
So
breathing.
as a teacher, I mean, how do you figure out which one to apply?
To apply,
to a certain
it really
person? Is
depends
it
on what
different?
the person is feeling. If they're nervous or having an anxiety, I always recommend a slow, steady breath, becoming more aware of your breath. When you want to go deeper into your journey, that's when you do shamanic journey. If you want to have like to energize your body, there's also another type
Kind
of
of.
breathing
Oh.
technique. If you're feeling lethargic,
Yes.
weak,
Then
there's
you can exercise.
you can do another type of breathing.
See,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, for me, I think that kind of thing is very much necessary in these times.
Yes,
There are a
yes.
lot of people who are so stressed, no time to breathe. That's the saying,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
that's really like a lesson for everyone
Yes.
to just breathe.
So, like, even when we get startled sometimes,
Yeah.
the first thing we do is like, we
Hold the
control
breath.
our breath, right?
Right, right.
So, my advice is always to just take a breath, slow down your pace, slow down your breath. Because that's part of our nature. Like every time we get startled or something happened, it's like, we hold our breath.
Yeah, that's the first instinct.
Yeah, first
right?
instinct. So it's like our body, when we constantly do that, it's like we're always in the fight or flight mode. So that's when stress or cortisol
Okay.
goes out or
Yeah, and
becomes
that has a
activated.
physical effect
Yes,
on
it
you,
has
right?
exactly.
I see. So, learn to breathe. So, can you share a memorable moment or experience that you witnessed in a participant during a retreat that can really illustrate the kind of thing you're telling us today?
I think it's more of, when after experiencing the shamanic breath work and they share their stories and they say that, I was able to communicate with her grandmother who already passed. Yeah, because it's connecting to the spirit also. To, it's like because they are just around,
Around,
in a different
Ether.
level in the ether, right? Some of them would cry because they experience such great love, and it's like they just couldn't understand that kind of love, but they could feel it.
Like why or
It's
how?
just
It's just
it's just the experience they had. It's like you know it's like
it translates to that feeling of love.
yes, of love, or someone saw an angel, the angel was holding, or Mama Mary's holding them. So I always say that because there are some people that think that this is a religion. It's totally not.
Yes.
And this is a universal practice.
It's
So
a
whatever
good thing
your
to clear that up.
yes, so whatever religion actually that you have will actually help you enhance that.
Okay.
Because if you feel God is there and you believe in Mama Mary, and that's what really is around you.
Okay.
That spirit is around you. So whatever you believe in, it magnifies that feeling.
Okay. So usually like a retreat setting has a number of people. Like how do you make sure that there's a sense of community there, or how do you make people feel safe in that kind of setting?
Well, our daily, every morning we do our, actually every day, not just morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We always gather together. We have our breakfast. First thing is we have breakfast together, and it's not just we're doing retreat activities, we're also enjoying experiencing Bali. We also go shopping together, or we go out and eat out in a restaurant, in a good restaurant. So it's not very strict that we have to do
Practice it all the time.
different
Oh, that's a
modalities
good-
every day. There's
Okay.
I think one or two um, retreat activity, and then we'd go out,
Just
we'd
do
go
things
shopping, or
together.
sometimes we'd be in the pool and just
Hang out.
hang out. So
Okay.
there.
It's like a spiritual vacation.
Yes, exactly. It's a spiritual
Alright.
tourism.
So, okay, I'm very interested in the kind of experience or what kind of individuals are drawn to retreats like this. So, what sort of challenges do people go through based on your students or your clients that you can say actually would find a lot of help in healing practices like this?
I think anyone who's who's having a
Stress.
stressful work life, family life, or even just anyone who wants to enhance their or deepen their spiritual practice. That's also we welcome everyone actually.
Anybody can do
Yes.
this. Can do this.
Of course, we
Okay.
prefer those who are adults already.
Of course.
If you want to bring your, I think that's a different, because someone asked me already if they can bring their kids, because it's really for the moms, the dads who wants to step out and
Kind of like your story, right?
yes,
So-
exactly.
Would you be okay to talk a little bit about that? I mean, what were you going through at the time?
I had a annulment. I was
see.
married and I
Okay.
was annulled.
Okay.
So that
Yeah, that's a
any
big
separation
emotional-
is
yeah.
really painful for everyone, especially for the kids.
Right.
So
How old were your kids then?
my kids? 12 and 9.
Oh,
yeah,
so very
very young.
sensitive.
Yes, very sensitive.
Uh-huh.
And it's really just trusting that everything will be okay, and as long as you stay true to who you really are,
Yeah. You can
God,
find your way
universe
through.
will really find the way, find your own path.
Right. So it's a good thing that you had a friend who kind of nudged you
Yeah,
towards it.
actually. So that's why it's like,
Uh,
wow, it's really, it led me to her also.
Was it a long process for you to become the person that you are now, that you're happiest with?
Yes, and it's still
A
a
process.
series of, healing. I always say that healing is not, it doesn't happen just overnight. And when you can't say that you're healed, it's a cycle. It's like you're in a spiral journey. So sometimes you're good,
Oh, that's a
sometimes
good way. Oo nga. Oo nga, no? Minsan uulit.
yes.
Okay.
Sometimes you still get triggered, but it's not, the impact is not, because you're doing a lot of
Yeah.
healing or a lot of different kinds of
Yeah.
teachings or different kinds of
So,
modalities.
parang it's like you
The
already
impact is not as
have,
powerful as when that experience. You
Happened.
just experienced that
yeah, when it was
trauma when it was still new.
new. Yeah.
So you learn tools how to
Cope.
cope.
No?
Not
What's
to,
the
well,
proper
cope. Yes,
word?
you learn tools how to. Forget the word. You learn tools how to navigate your
Yeah.
nervous system. So it's not, or it's
You're not so reactive.
Yes, you're not reactive. You're
Yeah.
more
Mindful.
mindful with
Okay.
what's happening.
Okay, and that really helps, I think.
Oh, yes.
Mindfulness, right?
Yes.
A lot of people don't stop to think or breathe.
Exactly. Because, yeah, and also people think that, like, for example, if they experience trauma and they start practicing or doing something to help them heal, they think that's it. Okay, I'm healed.
I'm done.
No, I'm done. And then they go back and they call me, why am I still experiencing this?
Oh.
So it's really not,
Yeah.
just instant.
Yes.
It's a process.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a spiral journey.
Yes. But as you go along and you have all these tools or techniques,
Techniques, yeah.
then you grow. You're able to
Yes.
grow.
Yes.
You're able to transcend the old self.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes, exactly.
All right.
And yeah, you learn to react in a different way.
Yeah, in a better way for
Better
your
way for yourself. Yeah.
Yes, because that's very damaging sometimes when you don't know what to do and you're all
Yes.
lost.
Yes.
So
And
this-
sometimes, you see things are moving a little better in your life, and then you self-sabotage because you feel like you don't.
You don't know what to do in a
Yeah.
different situation.
Yeah.
So you revert.
You revert back to that
My goodness. This is so
scenario.
interesting.
Yep. So it's really that. It's more helping you navigate your path.
I see.
Because we all have different paths.
And it sounds so simple, right? But
Yes.
in real life, our daily life is not that simple to
Exactly.
discover who you are
Exactly.
and to accept who you are.
Exactly.
Beautiful. So maybe we can talk some more about this sometime.
Yes,
So interesting.
please.
Oh,
Yeah.
but for now, we have to say goodbye to our
Okay.
viewers. And
Thank
before we do
you.
that, perhaps you would like to impart a message to them about anything.
Just remember to breathe. Anything that's, any experiences, good or bad experiences that you're going through in life, always remember to breathe.
Yeah.
And life goes on,
Beautiful.
no matter what.
It's a very, very important reminder, everyone, right?
Yes.
Breathe. Breathe properly.
Breathe.
And for that, you can contact
Yes, you can contact me
Yeah.
through
Instagram?
my Instagram. It's Malou_A29. Also, I'm opening a studio
Oh, wow. Well,
in Salcedo Village, Makati. It's called Sama, SAMA.
okay.
Sama Wellbeing. We're opening hopefully March. So I hope you can
Congratulations.
visit our Instagram also.
Yeah,
It's Sama
so-
Wellbeing.
Yeah, so when that opens, we hope to have you again with us and
Yes,
can talk
please.
more about your practice
Thank you.
and help
Thank
a lot
you
of
so much.
people who need that very important thing to do. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Malou. So it's clear that your passion for personal growth and community shines through in everything that you do. And your smile is so wow.
Thank you.
So the transformative experiences you create at the Sovereign Soul Experience Retreat not only nurture the soul but also empower individuals to embrace their true selves. We appreciate you taking the time to join us again today
Thank you
and
also for inviting me.
for the work you do in helping others find inner peace and connection. So, to our viewers, if you were inspired by Malou's journey and are curious about exploring your own path of self-discovery, be sure to check out the Sovereign Soul Experience Retreat and her Instagram account. All right, so until next time, remember to prioritize your well-being and embrace the journey of self-love. Thank you for watching Pairfect. This has been Dinah Ventura.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Meralco.
Alam nyo ba kung saan napupunta ang binabayad nyo sa Meralco? Dito sa series na ito, isa-isahin natin yan para maipaliwanag ko po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Josel Dariaga ng Meralco Corporate Communication Office. Alam nyo ba na pag nagbabayad kayo ng bill sa kuryente, nasa mga 20% lang on the average ang napupunta sa Meralco? Sa katotohanan, nahahati sa iba't ibang components ang inyong electricity bill. Kumbaga parang pizza lang yan. Kasama sa binabayaran natin ay ang generation charge na napupunta sa generation companies o mga nag-ooperate ng power plants, transmission charge na napupunta sa System Grid Operator ng Pilipinas, na National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, at iba-ibang charges na napupunta sa gobyerno. Tulad po ito ng mga subsidies, taxes, universal charges at fit-all. Kung tutuusin, tulad nga nabanggit ko, nasa around 20% on the average ang kabuang bill ang binabayad sa Meralco sa pamamagitan ng distribution charge. Ito na ang pinaka-epektibong sistema para sa electricity consumers. Iwas abala ito para hindi na isa-isahin pang bayaran ng iba't ibang kumpanya na dinadaanan ng kuryente. Naway, nabigyan linaw ko po kayo kahit papano sa inyong mga katanungan ukol sa inyong electricity bill. Hanggang sa muli, ako po si Manong Joe, ang inyong lingkod.